For your senior officers of the University of Liverpool.
Please be seated. I declare this congregation for the celebration of you, our graduates, open. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your graduation ceremony. It is really wonderful to welcome you all here in person at long last. And thank you so much for your patience while we've tried to organise this ceremony. I'm Professor Helen Stelford and I'm Interim Head of Law. And many of you will have known me as your third year lecturer in family law or children's rights during the course of your degree. And I would like to say, first of all, what a tremendous privilege and pleasure it is to be here with you all today as we celebrate such an important milestone in your lives, together with your families, friends, fellow students, and with some of our lecturers here who have supported you through your journey. I have been in a position very similar to the one that you're in today as a former graduate of the University of Liverpool over 25 years ago now, I should add. And many things have changed since 1996 when I graduated. But of course, the most significant difference between my experience and yours is that I was not a member of a cohort which has battled and overcome these many unprecedented challenges. I'll say more on that in a moment. But your graduation day is a day to celebrate and to reflect. And I'm sure there'll be many mixed emotions. I remember on my graduation feeling very relieved and proud to have completed my studies. There were some peaks and troughs in that process, but sad that a chapter of my life at the university had come to an end. But I was also excited and nervous and a tiny bit anxious about the future. This is a really important transitional point for you. Many of you would have already navigated that transition. Some of you may still be wondering what you're going to do. For you, of course, it has been very different because you've been students at a time like no other in history. Students in universities all over the country, and indeed all around the world, have been hit hard by the pandemic and the disruption that it has caused. Your time was very different to what we had hoped and imagined it could have been. We had to make some very difficult choices and adjustments to your teaching arrangements and to your assessment to protect yours and everyone else's well-being. And I know that this was very difficult at times. I know that many of you experienced long days, perhaps some sleepless nights, periods of acute isolation, periods of anxiety, exacerbated by these circumstances. COVID has devastated and divided people and continues to do so, but it has also revealed the best of human spirit. We have been totally blown away by your resilience, positivity, and commitment to doing your very best in these circumstances. Our university prides itself on facing the problems of society and investing our research and education resources in helping to address them. The School of Law and Social Justice from which you're graduating is an exemplar in this regard. Our experts in law, in collaboration sometimes with our experts in sociology, social policy and criminology, have explored issues as varied as the impact of law, challenging injustice and promoting equality of opportunity for some of the most vulnerable members of society. Just as other parts of the university were investing their expertise in COVID-related research, in infectious diseases, and using their skills to help the world find a way out of this pandemic, our academics in our school have been looking at how the pandemic has affected wider society. So a number of new research projects have emerged during the lockdown on areas such as the dangers of domestic abuse during lockdown, how the education of children with special educational needs and disabilities has been affected and supported, how the pandemic has caused profound delays in decision-making for vulnerable asylum-seeking children, and how restricted access to arts and culture has impacted on mental health and innovation in this region. Our research has real-world impact and has been backed up by the findings of our latest Research Excellence Framework exercise, which ranks and benchmarks the quality and quantity of research at all universities across the university. Our research in law has placed us in 10th position in the UK for work that has a profound impact on society. I have no doubt that many of you, the graduates we're celebrating today, will use the skills and knowledge that you have gained during the research-led teaching that you've experienced to help solve some of the most endemic problems of our society. Indeed, some of you have already been contributing to that through the various opportunities as undergraduates. Some of you may have taken part in the welfare rights module with citizens' advice. Some of you may have worked with qualified lawyers to provide legal advice for families, special educational needs, and immigration cases through our Liverpool Law Clinic. Some of you may have been interns on different research projects relating to social justice. Some of you may have even sat in one of my internship programs looking at the rights of foster carers. And that work led to strategic litigation before the Court of Appeal that successfully resulted in foster carers being able to register as a trade union. You are graduates of an internationally renowned Russell Group institution. Our courses are developed to meet the needs and demands of employers, and our teaching is delivered by experts in their fields. As a research-intensive institution, all of our research has been teaching connected, meaning that while you have been provided with a thorough grounding in established methods, you will also have been introduced to innovative and even experimental approaches that have been developed and applied by those you have taught. That may have been uncomfortable at times, especially when you had to stand and debate before a whole group, often online as well. But I hope that you see that this has placed you in an enviable position in any job market across the globe, and equally puts you in excellent stead with continuing your studies if you have chosen to do so. Graduation, now that it is finally here, is a time to focus on you, on your academic achievements, on your personal successes whilst here at the university. And it's a day to look forward to the future and feel excited about your aspirations and your future study plans. Enjoy this moment with your loved ones who have provided such important support. We don't ever underestimate the importance of that support for our students. The pandemic has made us truly appreciate our loved ones and the experiences and memories we make together. I know today that you will all find a moment to thank them for their support and personal sacrifice, and to thank your lecturers as well, and to those peers who journeyed through this process with you. We thank you all as well. We hope that this great university and equally great city of Liverpool will always feel like home whenever you return. You may have chosen to stay here, you may have already been living here before you started your studies, but we hope that you'll always see this city as having a special place in your heart. One thing we've all learned from the last 2 years is that we never know what the future holds. Things will very likely change in your chosen professional careers, but some things won't change for you. I'll flag up just a few. First, we all need to be lifelong learners. We never stop learning, and nor should we ever stop learning. For the rest of your career, make sure you commit to always being curious, to asking questions, to questioning your own position, and to always strive to do things better. And just as we should always continue to be learners, you should try and also be a teacher. Pass on your skills and experience to your colleagues and to the next generation of students. The second is the need to support one another as friends, as colleagues, and as professionals during your career. And finally, never forget why you wanted to pursue your chosen academic discipline. It will take great dedication, tenacity, and above all, the talent and passion that I know you all have to pursue the careers you have chosen and will choose in the future. But remember that these are all qualities that you have displayed in abundance during your time here and that have been nurtured. These will shape how you deal with the challenges and setbacks in the future, as well as teaching you how to grasp new opportunities. All of the resources are there at your disposal. Our university has a long and successful history of graduates who go on to achieve great things. Our 9 Nobel laureates have yet led the way in fields from nuclear disarmament to the life cycle of malarial parasites, and our alumni community is full of business, finance, legal, and human resource talent. You have now joined this talented and distinguished international alumni community, and you will always remain a fundamentally important part of our university and Liverpool family. Our alumni community supports students in many ways. Some of you have maybe personally experienced this while studying here. Our alumni deliver lectures and workshops focused on different employability opportunities. They offer work placements and they also offer mentoring. We hope that, like so many of our alumni, you will stay in touch with us and help guide and support our future students to broaden their horizons. It is through you that we are known. You are our greatest ambassadors, and through your achievements, you will always become role models and a source of inspiration for the next generation of students. Our university prides itself on its community and civic mission, and that runs through its rich history. The law school is really committed to this same civic mission as well. To this day, we remain committed to the city of Liverpool and to our role as an anchor institution in the city. Many of you will have worked with organisations and individuals in the city to support their endeavours. We continue to make real economic, social, health, employment and cultural contributions to this great and unique city. We take immense pride in equality of opportunity and in delivering projects and activities that widen access for students who are traditionally underrepresented in higher education. Learners from low participation neighbourhoods, care leavers, disabled students, adult learners, asylum-seeking and refugee students from minority backgrounds. In fact, in the past few weeks, I've been finalising plans for our law school to fund and host a research fellow who is a refugee from Afghanistan, as well as 2 Ukrainian law students whose university in Kharkiv has been completely destroyed in the war. We really try and put our money where our mouth is in terms of our social justice mission. Knowledge should be celebrated, discussed, debated, and it should be accessible to all. It is through the discussion and dissemination of ideas and knowledge that society continues to change. Our aim is to inspire, engage and enable every single one of our students to fulfill their potential by raising their awareness, challenging barriers, and providing opportunities, not just for them, but to enable them to do that for others. You are the class of 2020, and through your amazing hard work, determination, and hopefully your strong support network, you have overcome so many challenges to reach this point. We hope that you see that your capacity to think critically and challenge things honestly, forged by your experiences as an undergraduate, will help to prepare you for whatever comes next. You have advanced your learning, and you have and will continue to ennoble life. You have been stretched to think beyond the textbook and lecture theatre, and you have been encouraged to apply that knowledge to the world around you in a way that truly reflects and seeks to advance the values associated with social justice. Never forget how important you are to our university. You are the beating heart of our institution. Without you, our university, our law school would be nothing but classrooms and lecture theatres. When we work together, the university is a place where discoveries are made, big and small, ideas are formed, friendships are forged, career paths are decided on, and lives can be truly changed. It is when we work together as staff and students that education becomes truly transformational rather than simply transactional. We thank you for all that you have done during your time here. We wish you the very best of luck and every success in future in whatever path you choose to take. Thank you. I now invite my colleague, Dr. Thomas Horsley, Associate Head of the Law Department, to present graduates from our class of 2020.
Professor, it gives me tremendous pleasure to present to you the following graduates from the class of 2020. Atif Hasham. Chansava Hong. Shenid Atwa Rani. Thank you. Adam James Edwards. Krishna Manavanan Naika. Shi Jiao Cheng. Ellie Rose Donahoe. Hannah Chapman. Ellen Duguid. Hawawa Salim Yogi. Tia Grimshaw. Yong Han Ho. Scott Andrew Cowley. Sarah Emily Bate Bettel. Victoria Chian Lewis. Juan Colado Perez Lantanda. Charlotte Laura Andrews. Georgina Francis Butterworth. Jordan Kerry Agnew. Ellen Wynne Jones. Charlotte Emily Liddell. Thank you. Jennifer Connolly. Thank you. William Heselgrave. Thank you. Berfin Kavak. Thank you. Amelia Edwards. Aishat Adabuya. Margaret Oriendi. Emily Kettleworth. Freya Elizabeth Hulzer. Jack Samuel Enright. Jacob Devin Baker. Thank you. Mark Thomas Facer. Thank you. Rudy Lennon. Thank you. Dione De Silva. Thank you. Sophie Jennifer Bomberg Cope. Thank you. Emily Jane Crabtree. Thank you. Heather Louise Lynch. Olivia Emily Gadd. Thank you. Oh. Wa'ala Dawood Al-Raha. Claudia Grace Booth. Amy May Greenfield. Congratulations, thank you. Caitlin Neve Humble. Ella Hodgkinson. Thank you. Ellie Louise Foster. Aoife Gwen Evans. Samarpreet Kaur Baines. Niamh Flynn. Eleanor Grace Falkingham. Thank you. Celine Jiaying Chen. Thank you. Chi Keong Koo. Thank you. Faye Blair. Thank you. Gabriella Christokulu. Laura Grace Forsyth. Noella Farahana binti Mohed Mokhtada. Amiyiza Iman binti Ahmad Riza. Do Ayuni Diana binti Mohad Arazara. Nikita Nicole Girishi Naya. Sophie Andrea Kehoe. Emily Longstaff. Thank you. Natasha Dabinet. Ross Body. Thank you. John Aston. Sophie Brown. Congratulations, thank you. Harry Astley Jackson. Sarah Louise Jenkins. Sophie Georgia Griffiths. Ava Lim. Thank you. Ruth Ayobami Ida Bale. Meg Elizabeth Howell Martin. Thank you. Nina Annabelle Atkinson Loin. Katie Victoria Hatton. Thank you. Alexander Paul Besley. Thank you. Molly Evans. Thank you. Joe Harris. George James Grove. Congratulations. Teddy Andrews. Abigail Holly Barrett. Thank you. Emily Jane Davies. Darren Frey Gibney. Rosie Maureen Lansdowne. Megan Clayton. Thank you. Joseph Hanman. Thank you. Imogen De Castro Gray. Thank you. Hui Shan Lam. Ho Seng Choi. Thank you. Xing Li Shong. Wei On Lee. Rachel Yuet Shan Ang. Thank you. Deepak Singh Barrier. Anil Singh Barrier. Thank you. Bunyaridsi Mupriban Kuzamba. Saranya Bupalan. Ivy Meander Gardner. Alice Elizabeth Kissain. Thank you. Millie Haywood. Neve Hannah Davis. Megan Johnson. Thank you. Kieran Connolly. Dahal Al-Shati. Eleanor Lucy Victoria Chappell. Haneen Awad. Iman Binti Idros. Ryan Grace. Thank you. Rebecca Bailey. Sahara No Marim Kahodri. Thank you. Victoria Year On Lo. Thank you. Su Hui Bo. Hui Wei Hong. Shin Tung Ho. Hon Lim Yi. Rima Ranya Lega. No Ifi Batsiyaya Binti Abu Hassan. Shen Wei Chong. Thank you. Wei Peng Liang. Rebecca Jane Charon Green. Thank you. Holly Rianne Knowles. Thank you. Congratulations. Mahija Ashraf. Thank you. Caitlin Alice Cooney. Thank you. Joshua Horn. Thank you. Megan K. J. Lydia Jane Karras. Thank you. Annabelle Elizabeth Bertels. Thank you. Ella Louise Fradley. Rachel Cheshire. Ivan Crabtree. Imogen Jo Coper. Connell Dudley. Thomas Altley. Joseph Daniel Fellows Cox. Reese Stewart Jones. Thank you. Karina Carly David. Congratulations, thank you. Alina Khan. Thank you. Olivia Eads. Thank you. Chloe Antonou. Thank you. Kuma Vishvari Dio. Megan Goodwin. Thank you, congratulations. Luke John Harper. Thank you. Lucy Elizabeth Cartledge. Jessica Kate Lancaster. Jessica Maria Brannan. Caitlin Tricia Johnson. Isabella Jane Jones. Thank you. Lindsay Claire Lambert. Hannah Harkin. Thank you, sir. Aaron Chahada. Thank you. Matthew Ayer. Isabel Constance Earnshaw. Olivia Fari. Louisa Law. Phoebe Cho Kerr Jia. Xia Jin Gan. Evan Chan. Weed Sen Ko. Nathan Jones. Sohail Elias. Dorcas Utawatobi Edo. Thank you. Ishnat Mazawiya. Thank you.
I would now like to invite Scott Kiley to join us on stage to reflect on his student experience.
Professor, distinguished guests, friends, family, and fellow graduates, good morning to you all. It is my pleasure and my privilege to speak to you all today. First of all, I would like to congratulate everybody graduating today. This ceremony is the culmination of many years of hard work, dedication, and effort. I'm sure it wasn't easy for any of us, and that there were many times during our studies when we all felt as though we couldn't do it and wanted to give up. Getting a degree is hard enough in the best of times. But of course, when we started our course, none of us could have predicted the circumstances that would come to shape the end of our studies. The world that we live in now is completely different from the one that we entered when we first came to Liverpool. And we all, student and staff and family, experienced the change that COVID brought in real time without any rule books or guides. We didn't have the usual experience that most students before us had. We went from daily lectures and tutorials, seeing our friends in the guild or in the library, dropping into our professors' office hours, holding mooting competitions, meeting our clients in the law clinic, and then the next day, attending Zoom classes, taking online exams from our bedrooms, and tackling with the loneliness and the isolation that those changes brought whilst we struggled with the biggest health crisis of our lifetimes. I don't think that it's any exaggeration to say that those were some of the most difficult times that anybody has ever faced at the university. And I'm certain that I speak for everyone graduating when I say that it felt very anticlimactic when we opened our laptops in the summer of 2020 to receive our results, and our time at the university came to an end without any fanfare or an opportunity to say goodbye to the people and to the place that formed such a large part of our lives. I hope that we can all use today's ceremony to come together and to celebrate and enjoy everything that we've achieved and make up for that lost time. Of course, none of us could have achieved anything without the support of our friends and our family and loved ones with us here today. I certainly couldn't have done it without the help of my girlfriend Alicia and my dad, who are here to celebrate with me today. On behalf of all the graduating students, thank you so much for everything that you've done for us, and I apologise for the stress that we undoubtedly caused during exam times. For many of us, of course, there will also be people who supported us that are no longer with us. My own mum passed away, sadly, earlier this year, and I know that I wouldn't be standing here today without her help. So I would like to say thank you to her and to everybody who can't be here, and I ask that you keep them in your thoughts and your hearts as we celebrate today. I also have to thank the amazing professors and staff at the School of Law and Social Justice for guiding us and for supporting us on our academic journey. You were always ready to lend an ear, always ready to talk through any problems that we had, and you gave us the academic background and foundation that we needed to succeed. You provided us with the extracurricular opportunities to develop our skills and build towards a career in law, whether that was through the University Student Law Review, organising street law programmes for students to go to high schools and spread their passion for the law, or simply providing first-hand legal experience at the law clinic. As junior mooting master and later president of the Bar Society, I experienced firsthand the overwhelming support that the staff at the School of Law were always ready to give, and the overwhelming generosity of staff who would always have time to give us and who were always ready to put their money where their mouth was. For example, by providing the money that we needed for mooting finals and hiring out St. George's Hall for the occasion. I'm sure that everybody here will have a staff member in mind who helped them personally, but I would like to especially thank Dr. Stokes and Dr. Tribe, who continued their help even after I left the university and started the barrister training course. I'm sure that their references had a huge impact on me gaining pupillage, and I will always be very grateful for their kind words. I wish you all the best of luck in whatever you choose to do next, whether it is the start of your career or whether it's continuing your studies. Although the world is a very different place now to when we came to Liverpool, I'm sure that the skills and the experiences that we have gained remain as valuable as ever, and I look forward to seeing all the success that you will achieve in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Scott. It's no mean feat to get up there and speak in front of your peers like that with such a personal message as well. What a legacy your mum leaves in you. I declare this congregation for the celebration of our graduates nigh closed. Salva sit universitas nostra, quod precantis consurgamus.
And guests, please stand.
Graduates and guests for joining us here this afternoon. Please do make your way to the Mountford Hall to continue the celebrations, and congratulations to our class of 2020. Well done. You can exit both